Welcome to Community Shares of Wisconsin's 2020 Community Changemaker Awards, presented by UW Credit Union.
Welcome to the Community Shares of Wisconsin Changemaker Awards celebration. Tonight we will celebrate local leaders who are making a change in our community. I am Josie Sigenthaler, a senior business analyst and one of this year's employee campaign managers at UW Credit Union. UW Credit Union is a member-owned financial institution with deep roots throughout Wisconsin. We are founded on the simple belief that everyone deserves financial strength. We began in 1931 to help the Madison area pull through the Great Depression, and we've been helping people ever since. Just last year, UW Credit Union gave more than $1 million to local charities and nonprofits across Wisconsin, including Community Shares. We are proud to present this year's Changemaker Awards event. I would like to introduce you to Alex Shade, the MC of tonight's event. I invite you to settle in and be inspired.
Greetings and officially welcome to the 2020 Changemakers Award celebration. My name is Alexandra Shade and I am the Director of Corporate Social Responsibility at CUNA Mutual Group. I am super ecstatic to serve as your MC this evening. At CUNA Mutual Group, our mission is simple. Our mission is to help people achieve a brighter financial future by striving for equity in the communities we live in and serve. For over 50 years, CUNA Mutual Group and its foundation have been investing in the communities that we live in and that we serve. Knowing that we can help even more people in more ways through our community outreach, we have determined the areas of greatest need are on helping to reduce and eliminate those socioeconomic and racial disparities that exist in our communities. It's why we are also a proud supporter and partner of Community Shares of Wisconsin and its member organizations. It's why we thank you for the work each organization is doing to address the injustices that exist within this state, and let's be real, people, on a much larger societal level. We are here via the power of technology, and I would like to invite each and every one of you to kick back, to relax, grab some popcorn, grab a beverage, perhaps grab some candy and chocolate, and to join me as we celebrate this year's awardees. Without further ado, I am literally, metaphorically, passing the mic, the virtual mic, so to speak, over to the Executive Director of Community Shares of Wisconsin, Miss Sherry Dubiel, who will go into further detail about the additional reasons why this evening is ever so important. Sherry, please take it away.
Good evening. Thank you so much for being with us tonight to celebrate our 2020 Community Changemaker Awards event. We are so glad you are able to be here with us. I'm Sherry Dubiel, Executive Director of Community Shares of Wisconsin. Tonight's event, as you can imagine, is different from past events, but we feel strongly that hearing the stories of the inspiring leaders will keep you motivated to continue your own work towards social and environmental justice. I'm pleased to tell you more about Community Shares. We are a membership-based fundraising federation. We are focused on raising funds and awareness for close to 70 nonprofit groups working for systemic change throughout the state of Wisconsin. Our members are our leaders. We believe that the people doing the work on the ground are the best able to determine our focus and strategy for the future. That's why each of our member groups has a seat on the board of directors. This structure makes us a more equitable organization that focuses on centering the voices of the people most impacted by the issues. Our member nonprofits are working throughout Wisconsin to advocate for systemic change. From working for criminal justice reform, to ensuring voting access, to ensuring clean air and water, our nonprofits are leading statewide efforts for change. During the COVID-19 pandemic, they have been pivotal in the work to develop more urban agriculture, to ensure safety for abuse victims sheltered at home with their abusers, and advocating for public policy to prevent evictions. 2020 is our 49th year. In 2021, we will celebrate 50 years of social justice. We hope we have the opportunity to celebrate with you in person then. Until then, please enjoy this celebration of local leadership and social change. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Marcus Slayton, an evening news host at WORT Radio, a member of Community Shares of Wisconsin. I'm proud to be here tonight to announce our 2020 Backyard Heroes. Each month, Community Shares of Wisconsin and our sponsors, Budget Signs and Specialties, Isthmus, and 105.5 Triple M Radio, recognize 2 outstanding member nonprofit volunteers who have given their time to our member groups and to our community. These volunteers are seldom in the news, but are always on the front lines of critical issues that make our community a better place to live. Tonight, I am happy to present our 2020 Backyard Heroes, presented in alphabetical order. Jordan Blanco, nominated by Rooted. Denise Boss, nominated by Community Shares of Wisconsin. Marcia Brown, nominated by Community Shares of Wisconsin. Marty Dillenberg, nominated by Sierra Club, John Muir Chapter Foundation. Ned Dorff, nominated by Wisconsin Conservation Voices. Myra Enlow, nominated by Wisconsin Democracy Campaign. Kristen Hoffsmith, nominated by WORT 89.9. Dana King, nominated by Nuestro Mundo Incorporated. Dan Lippitt and Glenn Mitroff, nominated by Community Shares of Wisconsin. Kathy Loeb, nominated by Sierra Club, John Muir Chapter Foundation. Neil McCallum, nominated by Wheels for Winners Incorporated. Karen Ann Muhlendyke, nominated by Wisconsin Women's Network. Ruth Miller, nominated by Fair Share CSA Coalition. Megan Murphy, nominated by Rape Crisis Center. Dana Pelabon, nominated by Outreach. Paula Rogie, MD, nominated by Physicians for Social Responsibility, Wisconsin. Paul Seaman, nominated by Moses Wisdom. Pat Samatero, nominated by Midwest Environmental Advocates. Colin Shapley, nominated by Rooted. Tina Sweet, nominated by Outreach. Lavina Toohill, nominated by Fair Share CSA Coalition. Tyson Vitale, nominated by Outreach. Carrie Wilcox, nominated by Wisconsin Council of the Blind and Visually Impaired. Joey Jong, nominated by Sustain Dane. Congratulations to the 2020 Community Shares of Wisconsin Backyard Heroes. Alex Shade will now announce our next award winners for tonight.
Marcus, thank you so much. In the next portion of tonight's awards ceremony, we present awards to generous workplace partners who host Community Shares of Wisconsin workplace giving campaigns. Workplace giving campaigns are an extremely essential source of funding for our member organizations. Donors who are choosing to pledge support at work are combining their resources so that they can make a bigger impact in our community. So I would like to first present and bear with me everybody, Open Door Award. The Open Door Award to Menenga Tax and Financial Services. Congratulations, Menenga Tax and Financial Services. You are this year's 2020 Open Door Award recipient. This award is presented to workplaces who conducted, guess what, their very first ever workplace giving campaign. Menenga Tax and Financial Services is a full-service financial services firm that also works with retirement planning, taxes, small business needs, insurance, and other estate planning items for those in the community. Congratulations again, Menenga Tax and Financial Services. The second award I would like to present is the Seeds of Change Award. And again, bear with me with my creativity. This year's Seeds of Change Award recipient is presented to an existing campaign that has shown excellence in growth, participation, and has exhibited outstanding support from Community Shares Wisconsin member groups through innovative promotion, increased participation, and an overall increase in their total campaign dollars. The 2020 Seeds of Change is being presented collectively to, congratulations, all Community Shares member groups, in recognition of the significant support of each other throughout workplace giving. Last year alone, employees of CSW member nonprofits contributed over $60,000. Yes, that's right, $60,000 through workplace giving campaigns. We are so grateful to the member organizations and nonprofits of Community Shares who have chosen to make a difference in their work every day and who lead by demonstrating their generous philanthropic support. Congratulations once again to Community Shares of Wisconsin member nonprofit organizations for collectively receiving the Seeds of Change Award. Next, please join me in a virtual way, so to speak, virtual round of applause. Yay! We are going to hear from Jody Stoldorf from Summit Credit Union, who will introduce this year's Inspiring Voices groups. Jody, please take it away.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jody Stoldorf, and I am the Community Giving and Event Manager for Summit Credit Union. We are so glad to support Community Shares, their member nonprofits doing such important work across Wisconsin, and tonight's Changemakers. Your work and mission aligns with Summit's commitment to build strong and thriving communities, which we do daily through member service, financial education, volunteerism, and community support. We also believe that inclusion is critical to our success as a credit union. We are proud to be a place where talented people from different cultures, races, religions, backgrounds, and perspectives come together every day to achieve Summit's mission of improving our members' financial lives and helping them reach their dreams. We are proud to renew our sponsorship of the Inspiring Voices program this year, which recognizes local grassroots organizations led by people of color and working to advance racial equity in our community. This year, Community Shares of Wisconsin is recognizing 3 Inspiring Voices groups. Each will receive a $2,000 grant, promotion by Community Shares of Wisconsin, and an invitation to participate in next year's Big Share Online Giving Day. Our first Inspiring Voices group is Natural Circles of Support, led by Jeffrey Lewis. Changing the racial disparities in our schools may feel overwhelming, but Natural Circles of Support listens to and believes youth and their experiences. That's why the organization is making a difference and why it's one of this year's Inspiring Voices grantees. Our second Inspiring Voices group is Inspire Barber College, led by Brian Britt. Barbershops and salons play an important role in the cultural and economic development of Black communities. In Madison, Inspire Barber College is taking the tradition to the next level through mentorship, job training, and social support. That's why it's one of this year's Inspiring Voices grantees. Our third Inspiring Voices group is Urban Triage, led by Brandy Grayson. Their mission is to develop and strengthen Black families through psychoeducation, community engagement, trauma response, healing, and cultural heritage. They work to promote positive health outcomes and reduce significant health disparities at the community level. That's why it's one of this year's Inspiring Voices grantees. Congratulations to all Inspiring Voices groups. Summit Credit Union is proud to support your work.
Jody, thank you so much. Our final awards are being presented to who other than the Changemakers themselves. Community Shares of Wisconsin and its member organizations has a long-standing history in facing and fighting the systemic injustices, and they're working to correct the ways various marginalized people and groups are harmed by inequality. These community change makers inspire all of us to think about the big picture and to work every day to make our community a place where we can all ensure that food and housing is actually secure, that the air we breathe and the water we drink is clean and breathable, and that the freedom to live our lives is an actual reality. Our changemakers are nominated by Community Shares member nonprofit organizations in one of three categories, and staff and community representatives to the board vote on these nominees. The nominees with the highest number of votes in each category is then selected as the winner. It is my pleasure to announce both the award recipient and the corresponding category in which this individual was not only nominated, but is and will be recognized as this year's 2020 Changemaker Award recipient.
My name is Hillary Pink Budworth, and I'm a commercial account executive at Bear Insurance. I specialize in the commercial insurance needs for architect and engineering firms, law firms, and CPA firms. And I also work largely in our property division for habitational and commercial accounts. At Bear, we believe that many businesses and individuals are taken advantage of in the insurance marketplace, and that they deserve more than what the industry has led them to believe. You may ask, well, how are you different at Bear? Well, we actually care that you understand it because insurance is complex and it's time consuming. Therefore, we are a boutique insurance agency that delivers an elevated experience fit to your needs. I'm also the daughter of a former business owner, so I have much empathy for the positive things that businesses and individuals are trying to strive and do in the communities in which they serve. That's why we are proud to sponsor this event, recognizing the amazing people that make our community a better place. We insure several nonprofits, many of which are attending and are being recognized today, and we are happy to be a part of it. We are proud to sponsor this year's winner of the Liesl Blockstein Community Leadership Award, Mark Richardson. Mark was nominated by Sustain Dane, whose vision is a thriving and connected community with a sustainable environment and economy. Congratulations to Mark Richardson.
Thank you for that introduction. And thank you to Community Shares of Wisconsin for the Liesl Blockstein Community Leadership Award. A special thank you to Sustain Dane, Claire and her team for the nomination. And a big thank you to my wife, Natalie, for allowing me to spend the kind of time that I do at board meetings and at community events. And so without her, I don't have the capacity to do the work. I'm humbled tonight to receive this honor and to be in the company of the women who are also receiving this award. It really is something that I did not expect, and I'm honored. You know, I sit on a lot of boards and committees in town and invest in time and in causes that really further diversity, equity, and inclusion, because these are the things that most closely align with my mission and with who I am as a person. And I'm a business owner. I'm a board member a couple times over. I'm a big brother, big brothers, big sisters. And so some people who know me ask, you know, how is it that you do a million things? And I said, I really don't do a million things. I actually do one thing in a million places. And the fact that each one of them gives me energy and informs the other allows me to take all the things that I learn from one side and bring it over to another side and take networks and kind of smash networks together. So that's kind of my personal brand. That's my personal mission. and that's what keeps me going. And so there's some people with us tonight at the event, and there's people that I want to thank that aren't with us at the event. And some of these names you will recognize, and some of these names you won't. I'm going to list them off, starting with Ed Swingle, Audrey Grodebor, Sherry Dostal, Rick Lang, Kathy Shelb, Dave Mothershed, Jennifer Alexander, Governor Jim Doyle, and Colleen Kerr. And like I said, some of those names you recognize. These are all people who gave me a chance to lead and gave me an opportunity to impact a company or a community or an organization. And so I want to make sure you know, without those people, I'm not in front of you tonight. And I wonder if somebody else were to list names of people who impacted their careers and their trajectory, I wonder if your name would be on that list. And maybe it will. Thanks again for the award, and have a great evening.
Hi, I'm Robin Marone from Heartland Credit Union. Heartland Credit Union is going to be celebrating our 85th anniversary in 2021. And for at least as long as I've been involved with Heartland, which has been a number of years, we've been a big supporter of Community Shares of Wisconsin. And for the last 5 or 6 years or so, a sponsor of the Changemaker Awards. Heartland has offices in Madison and Dane County, and also throughout Southwest Wisconsin. We're big in agricultural lending and small business lending. And we feel it's important for us to give back to those communities of which we serve. Our member owners are located all over Southwest Wisconsin. And Community Shares of Wisconsin and our involvement with them allows us to do a lot of that good work that Community Shares is doing on our behalf in Southwest Wisconsin. We're proud to sponsor this year's winner of the Linda Sundberg Civil Rights Defender Award, mainly because of the work that Dee Sweet has been doing in terms of the conservation voices, her work with Native Americans, tribal leaders, and something that's near and dear to my heart, getting Native Americans out to vote and getting them registered and getting all of that work done and making sure that they have a voice in the democratic process. Dee was nominated by Wisconsin Conservation Voices, and rightfully so because of the work that she does there. And it's with a great deal of pleasure we want to congratulate Dee Sweet and also congratulate Community Shares of Wisconsin and the Changemaker Awards for this year's selection of Dee Sweet. Congratulations.
Everyone, and thank you for sharing this very important experience with me. I am so pleased and so honored to be able to accept this award on behalf of my family and the people who have had the most influence on my life. I feel as though I have been gifted with the opportunity to work for an organization that has such strong values and principles that they live by, that they work by, and I'm thrilled to be a part of that organization, Wisconsin Conservation Voices. I also want to recognize that the people that make up this organization have had a tremendous influence on me. They've taught me the values of the organization, which are based on very strong principles, and the kinds of lessons and life ways that I like to follow in my own life. I know that each and every one of the members of our organization, of our team at Wisconsin Native Vote in particular, have taught me some very special lessons of how to move together as an organization. I feel as though there is such dedication and such motivation and exuberance by my fellow team members that I bask in the grace of the kind of examples that they provide for me. I also want to recognize the people that provide direction in the various divisions of our organization. Those folks have tremendous responsibility in government affairs, in communications, in advancement of our organization through donations and fundraising, as well as the executive director of Wisconsin Conservation Voters, Wisconsin Conservation Voices. She took a special interest in Wisconsin Native Vote and has kept that initiative growing strong and growing with integrity and with consultation of the tribes in Wisconsin. And Carrie Schumann, I can't say enough good things about her as our executive director. I feel as though that initiative has benefited the tribes of Wisconsin in so many important ways. To be able to have our voices heard through Wisconsin Native Vote, to have the issues that we care about and that we place such essential value on, stewardship of the earth, for example, water quality as examples, representation that in the political realms that we interact with, both at the state, federal, in the local levels, as well as in tribal governance. So those values that we hold very dearly as our birthright as tribal people are also shared by Wisconsin Conservation Voices. That's appreciated, that's valued, and that's recognized by my organization, and I can't say enough good things about it. I have a background as a writer and as an academic. I'm a retired educator with UW System. So I know the different kinds of workspaces that I have shared in the past. This organization is a profound gift for me to be involved with, and I'm proud to be a part of Wisconsin Conservation Voices. I also want to recognize Angela Westblank, who actually offered up my name for this distinguished award. And I want to recognize that she appreciates Wisconsin Native Vote and the work that we do. She's an important facet of raising funds for the various programs that we embark upon. So we rely on her to sort of keep the trains running and the lights on. So I appreciate Angela. Last of all, I appreciate the history of my family that continues to inspire me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Deshaun Witter, and I'm a program associate for Zendesk, where our second largest office globally is located in the Madison, Wisconsin area. Really just wanted to thank you all for participating in this event and affording us, Zendesk, the opportunity to be able to be a sponsor of the Sally Sunday Family Advocate Award. My main role at Zendesk is to find better ways for our staff to connect with our community. And in these troubling times as we face with COVID-19, it's really been a challenge for us to be able to find different ways to connect with our community and still have that same partnership from a virtual standpoint. We're happy that Community Shares of Wisconsin has made the decision to make this a virtual event so that we can still honor those that are doing the great work in our communities. And one of the reasons that Zendesk decides to support this event, not just this year, for the past few years, is because we really want to double down on being shoulder to shoulder with our neighbors anywhere that we have a community globally. And we're proud to sponsor this year's winner of the Sally Sunday Family Advocate Award, Marsha Caton Campbell. Marsha was nominated by Rooted, whose mission is collaboration rooted in food, land, and learning. Marsha is the executive director of Rooted, where she oversees a newly merged organization committed to enabling people to grow and thrive in healthy, equitable, and sustainable neighborhoods. And lastly, we wanted to congratulate Marsha Caton Campbell on receiving this award, and thank you for your time. Stay safe, be well, and thanks again to Community Shares of Wisconsin for providing this event.
Thank you, Community Shares of Wisconsin, for choosing me as the recipient of the 2020 Sally Sunday Family Advocate Award, and Zendesk for sponsoring this award. I am honored to receive it. I'm privileged to join the ranks of the amazing awardees from years past, including Cora White, who was instrumental in launching Badger Rock Neighborhood Center. I am so fortunate to work collaboratively in and with communities as they seek not just to survive, but thrive. Community members' determined pursuit of racial justice and an end to systemic oppression, their push for healthy neighborhoods, affordable housing, educational opportunity, abundant food, family-supporting jobs, youth leadership and voice. All of this has shaped the work that I have done since coming to Wisconsin in 1998 and will continue to guide me for the rest of my career. I thank the people of Madison's South Side, North Side, and Milwaukee's Lindsay Heights for the opportunity to work in partnership, for checking me when I've gone astray, and for affording me the grace to pick myself up and keep on in our shared endeavors. What I've been able to do would be nothing without you. I want to thank some folks in particular. The late Jerry Kaufman of the UW-Madison and Dale Birch of The Ohio State University, two city planning professors dedicated to progressive planning and advocacy, who shared my values and encouraged me to express them in the way that I work. Heather Mann, founder of Center for Resilient Cities, now Rooted, who hired me as Milwaukee project manager way back in 2006. Rooted's board of directors, and especially Joe and Mary Ellen Sensenbrenner, for their thoughtful guidance, sound advice, trust in my determination to have our organization directed by community vision, and patience with the years that it takes us to deliver results. It's a rare thing for a board of directors to trust in the process to the degree that our board does. Our former CRC staff and our partner organizations in Milwaukee and Madison, who have spent years in the trenches with me, pushing some very large rocks uphill in the service of community-based visions for change in the Lindsay Heights and Badger Rock neighborhoods. I want to thank my parents, sister, and brothers for being the best family of origin I could hope for, my husband, Alan, and my daughters, Catherine and Elizabeth, and their partners, whose enthusiasm and support feed me, take care of me, and cheer me on, sustaining me every day. And Rooted's passionate and incredibly talented staff, community connectors and capacity builders, farmers, farm trainees, educators and communicators, and support staff. They are the ones who deserve this award because they do the real work of growing community together every single day at Badger Rock and Troy Gardens. Thank you.
As my daughter would say, we did it, we did it, we did it. Well, actually, you all did it. What an inspirational group of leaders we have amongst us and in the community. I would just like to say and give another round of applause and raise the roof to all of this year's award recipients. Thank you so much for the transformative work you and your colleagues are doing to address the social and environmental and the racial injustices we are facing. It is ever so important that we come together, and for those of you who have joined us here in this virtual environment tonight, I want to thank you for tuning in and celebrating with us as a part of this Changemakers celebration. But before we close tonight, we have Bernie Hose, who is and does serve as the board chair of Community Shares Wisconsin. He would actually like to take a few more minutes to give some closing words and thanks. So thank you again for allowing me to MC this year's celebration. It has truly been an honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. And hello, everybody. My name is Bernie Hose, and I'm the board chair of the Community Shares of Wisconsin. I am so happy to have this opportunity to congratulate all of our award winners and to thank you for attending tonight's event. Even during a global pandemic, our community showed up to support tonight's inspiring leaders and volunteers. We all know that the member groups of Community Shares uniquely contribute to the advancement of social justice and environmental protection in our community. The COVID-19 crisis created an urgent need for advocates, and these organizations are among those that work to protect our rights and our security. As the board chair of Community Shares of Wisconsin, I couldn't be more grateful to all of you who've tuned in. And now, at this point, I'm going to ask you to please consider making a contribution or donation to Community Shares of Wisconsin and its member organizations. You can make your gift by simply going to communityshares.com, Shares of Wisconsin, and our member organizations by chipping at any one of the Willie Street co-ops. And if you're ever at Capital Center Markets, you can consider rounding up there as well. And as always, we ask that you please consider Community Shares and its member organizations at your workplace giving campaigns. Finally, I also ask that you save the date for the Big Share Online Giving Day that will take place in March of 2021. Let's gather together to make a strong statement in support of the nonprofits of Community Shares of Wisconsin. Lastly, thank you. Again, thank you for attending. Thank you for your contributions to Community Shares and our member organizations. And thank you. Please take care.